It's for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
Hey, no games.
Deal. Welcome to Portland's greatest dating show. It's not even a dating show.
No.
It's the greatest podcast / show where we talk about dating stuff. It's the Real Life Hitch.
Yeah. It's Mr. Eurostep. I like that one.
So you're not Boy Wonder anymore.
No, I'm Mr. Eurostep.
Mr. Eurostep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that,
Mr. Euro. Hold on a second, let me get this right. How am I looking?
Yeah, look good.
I'm looking good.
What are you snacking on?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been tired. It's been a day, but I'm snacking on some Mott's.
Mott's.
So,
I have those at my work, and I put down more than I'd like to admit.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So, update us. We're the most consistent homegrown podcast in Portland. How's that make you feel?
Makes me feel great. I've noticed you've been saying that more lately too.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I challenge someone to tell us who based in Portland is bigger, more consistent, better. How about that? Who's better that is based in Portland?
I'm gonna even challenge you for some of the people or some of the podcasts that are on like Apple, where they like you can break down the demographics to like what do you call it? To Portland in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people haven't seen our show, and I guarantee if they watch our show, we'll get our listeners and other people up. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I'll just say that for sure. Wait a second. Making this work. I'm making this work.
Oh,
Leave me alone.
you couldn't bring a regular tripod.
No, I have to show that I'm dominant. This is how I show I'm dominant. I get to get a different. But this is
Different stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the first topic today. How about that?
Hey, when we get more money, I'm blessing you next.
No, I'm very happy with the tripod.
Oh, you don't want like a stand one?
Maybe if we had a table.
Well, we working on it.
Okay, if we get a table, sure, I'll take a stand one I can put on the table. But otherwise, like, this
Yeah.
works a lot better for our situation.
Blah, blah, blah. Anywho, so first topic is, once again, I'm glad that you said first topic because this is the point where I would press a button and we would have a funny sound, but we don't have that because we're looking out here. We're trying to build ourselves. We're trying to build the pod. And if you made it to this point, just want to do another quick shameless plug. $ hero.
He's blinking.
Wait a second. I keep forgetting my Cash App all the time.
Also,
$. Wait.
I don't know why people prefer Cash App.
I have nowhere else where they can donate. Oh, $ hero Bob. If you like to donate to the show, do you have another form of donations we can?
Venmo?
Would you like to bless them with
Yeah,
Venmo?
if you want to send me Venmo, send me cash that Robert will never see. Joking. It's first name Cassian, spelled Casian dash Vasile, last name Vasile. I believe the C and the V are capitalized like you would any human. You'd capitalize their first and last name. Okay. So just my full name with a dash. If you want to donate to my Venmo, sure, yeah, send me some money.
Okay. Well, hopefully you would tell me if someone does that.
Of course I will.
Nah, lies.
And I won't put it into sports bet or something to double our money to then buy more stuff.
Oh. Really quick, is the mic messing up my face or do I gotta?
No, you're fine.
Okay, perfect. So since you're talking about sports,
Yeah,
it
always talks about sports.
We're gonna talk about some Nah, I was playing. We're gonna talk about some football. Americano.
What? American football?
Oh no, it's the other way. No. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're talking about football.
Football or soccer, as you call it in the U.S., Australia, and Asia.
They call it footsies.
No, it's soccer in Australia.
Oh, I thought it was called footies.
Footy is just another way, like British people call it. Footy.
Oh, so I'm cultured.
Uh,
Wow.
all right.
Okay, let's do a check. Who's been out of the country? Okay.
Okay.
Who's been to Latin America? Who's been to Canada?
Who's been to Asia? Have you?
Nah. I read manga.
Okay. Who's been to Europe? Who's been to Africa? Not yet.
Who's
yet.
been to Terabithia?
Oh, I do want to go to like Morocco.
I definitely.
My sister went to Morocco.
Where's
Very
your
cool.
sister? Shout out to I was just say shout out to Jay.
To Jay. Whoa. I like that. I call it Jules sometimes.
Shout out to Jules. There we go. That's shout out to Jules. We want to make
Julia.
sure our listeners don't find her. But
Yeah.
she's gotta give us some of that, that money. But anywho,
Yeah. You want me to background on the
background. We're talking about hit us with this. We're talking about
Yeah, so
football.
Recently what happened, so every 2 years, just like kind of how the Winter and Summer Olympics go, you have the European Championship and then you have the World Cup. So technically it's supposed to be 2020, but because of COVID, it got pushed to this year, the European Championships for international soccer, which means next year is the World Cup. It's the second biggest soccer tournament in the world behind the World Cup. It's just European teams playing to figure out who's the best European team. The final this year was Italia, Forza Azzurri, against the old English. It's coming home, football's coming home, and tie game, draw. It was a draw after 90 minutes, after extra time. So someone has to win, so they go to a penalty shootout.
Okay.
So in the penalty shootout, the last 3 players for England all miss. The Italian players make their penalties, so they end up winning. News to come out of that. The 3 players that did miss for England, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Saka. I think his first name is Bakary Saka. All of African descent. So, of course, seconds after this happens, England loses. There is a wave of monkey emojis, word we don't like, being thrown saying blank lost us the game. From what it seems like, our English people, English fans, just a wave of racism. Marcus Rashford, who, so a little background as well, the guys who took the penalties kind of falls on the coach too. He kind of set himself up there not for the best situation. Marcus Rashford, 23, Jadon Sancho, 21, Saka, 19.
Okay.
So biggest moment of their life. These kids are 19, 21, 23. But Marcus Rashford, 23, from Manchester, homegrown player in Manchester, has a mural from his little neighborhood in Manchester with his face on it. That got damaged, the mural. It got stuff written on it. Luckily, though, what's happened now in the last couple of days, people have covered that up and written like nice notes of love and all this stuff. So this is something I kind of want to bring up because, we've talked about racism in our country before, but I think it's important to look at a worldwide aspect of this. And England is a place that does, I think, still deal with this in large part. And yeah, kind of racism has no boundary, no like borders.
Sure doesn't.
So, I wanted to bring you into this situation. I know you don't really, you're not a big soccer guy.
I will say my thing about soccer is I appreciate soccer. I appreciate the intensity, like fans support it. Where like there are certain things during like NBA and football where I'll heckle people, but like certain soccer international, not like American like league clubs in America, but like international soccer, you don't play with them fans, man. They'll cut you.
Talking about the fans?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll cut you. It's such a like country oriented thing where a lot of people get pride. But like I've been to a couple like soccer, not soccer games, but like watched at like we'll just say like at a Mexico bar or like
Yes.
they're rooting for England and like all the people in there are rooting for like Brazil and things like that. And it's just such a like beautiful thing to see sports, bring people together.
Yes.
But also I've seen like being like a bar that just wants Mexico to win, being like, yo, fuck these guys.
Yes. Especially if you watch like international games like this, it gets a bit racy on both sides. Anytime USA play Mexico, not a great scene to be around.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, on both ends. I'm not gonna say one or the other.
Oh, yeah.
Is harder, but like, I mean, anytime USA score, bottles are thrown on the field.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. Bottles are thrown, beer is thrown on the field every time. Same way when Mexico score, fans aren't happy. They say stuff. So yeah, no, it's international soccer gets racy, which is like it's. I feel like international soccer for the world is. We don't really, there are no world wars. There's not like these battles between our countries. So this is, I feel like, a way people kind of get that nationalism out. It's this national pride, and this is like, it's us versus them. We're better, not just because we're better at soccer, but also we're not that color, or our culture is better than your culture, and we beat you at soccer, so suck it.
So the Olympics is not enough.
The Olympics is not enough now.
Okay.
No.
So let's dive into this.
Mhm.
Like, racism, sorry, people. I'm not gonna, I'm keeping it 1,000%. Racism will never die.
I also believe it will never die.
It will just be more manageable,
Mhm.
and people will be held more accountable. I think that's the future.
Yeah.
Manageability and accountability. If someone does something, we hold them accountable, and it's manageable, because if other racist people see that, if you say this about Shaq or something, or say something about this Latin woman that's racy or something like that, you lose this and that. And once consistently, like 2 or 3, that happens to 2 or 3 people, a lot of those people are like, you know what, I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
Like, case in point, and I don't want to go too far off to your point, because I want to finish talking about soccer, about those one video I was watching, my mom sent me. It was about this lady who tried to strike this black woman, and like,
Was this like a Pink or Victoria's Secret thing?
And then she was like, "Don't film me! Don't film me!"
Yes,
don't
I
film
saw
me."
that video actually. Yes, that video is disturbing.
And it was. I'm not gonna lie. Granted, the black woman could have walked away, but like, she had every right to be like right there, because if the roles were reversed, they would have escorted her out immediately. But the sheer fact that she did all that, but that's neither here or there, because I don't want to go too far. But it's kind of like, the reason why she was crying, she was kind of like, oh shit,
She knew.
they're gonna come for my job, they're gonna come from this and that, and that's why she started doing all the other stuff. But that's neither here nor there. But right now, so yeah, when it comes to this, let's actually get people to understand penalty kicks. If people don't know, what's a penalty kick?
Okay, so like, there's two ways penalty kicks get awarded.
Okay.
One is just natural play, like within the 90 minutes of a game, you get fouled within the box.
Okay.
The box is where like the goalkeeper is, kind of,
No rowdy.
You can't miss. The box is literally like there's 2 boxes on each corner. So if you get fouled within those boxes because you have an attacking chance, you get awarded a penalty, which is just the ball's put on a little circle.
Yes, sir.
The circle is already drawn in there. You get there, and it's just someone kicks the ball, and the goalkeeper tries to save it. You have a large advantage of someone kicking the ball, trying to score, as versus like the keeper trying to save. It's a lot harder to save a penalty than it is to score one. Or in an elimination game like this, where this is like for the final, for the trophy, if if it ends draw between like in 90 minutes, and then there's also 30 minutes of extra time, then it goes to penalties, and it's best of 5 for both sides. So each team kicks 5 shots, unless one team just absolutely misses the first 4. Then you don't even have to kick the 5th one. But it pretty much, it's best of 5.
Okay.
So that's why like England made their first 2 penalty kicks, and the keeper for England actually saved one, and then the last 3 were missed by English players, and the last 3 that were missed were all by players of color.
Okay. So Now that we have that perspective, I just want to add just a little bit more perspective to what's going on. So, kicking a penalty kick is like
it's
shooting like free throws to ice the game, or
I would say yes.
a field goal. Like how much pressure is a penalty kick?
I would compare it closer to a field goal, probably. Okay. I think it's because I think a free throw it's a free throw. You know, it's free.
Ask Giannis.
Okay, he's actually been doing all right, but
he just wore black Air Forces. That changes everything.
I saw that. But yeah, I'd say kicking a penalty. It's easier than kicking a field goal, but harder than a free throw. I think that's a good.
So now put more, because the reason why I'm walking down like this is because I want to give the viewers and myself perspective before I go off.
Because not everyone is a soccer fan. Totally understand.
Exactly. So like, tell me on like the scales of like sports, like we're talking about what Ray Allen did in the corner, what Kawhi Leonard did, like, you know, what fucking Adam Vinatieri does. What's the level of pressure for these two teams, these two clubs? Let me make sure I'm cultured.
Level of pressure. I mean, it's extremely like
1 to 10.
1 to 10 of like trying.
Just
pressure of in the moment.
Pressure in the moment of kicking that penalty.
9.5. 9.5.
So this is high stakes.
The only thing that'd make it higher would be if it was a World Cup. Maybe. Okay. Like if it was like, because a World Cup, I think no matter what, a World Cup is it's harder to win than like a European championship, because you're going against the entire world versus just teams in Europe. Okay. But the best teams are normally from Europe. Something to think about.
So it, you know, not a World Cup, but it still matters.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely still matters. But other than like that, in the moment though, like a European championship is something unbelievable. And especially for England, who like, okay, so they have the song called It's Coming Home, which was made in the 90s, making fun of how like England should be better than they are. Because England have only ever won one World Cup, 1966. So it's been 50 years of pain since they've won not just the World Cup, any major championship. So no European championships, only one World Cup in 1966.
Damn.
So for them, this was like a dream run. They were doing so well. The team is like, they're all young. They played really well together. It was just like, it was almost like written in the stars. And then, yeah.
And then the blacks came.
That's how people see it, I guess.
Right. Is the majority team black?
No, actually.
Really?
Soccer is not like the NBA.
Oh, so you being like Japan right now?
Oh,
so we can't have our black swimming caps and our black runners.
No. No, it's just it's not as reliant on. I don't know.
Soccer is about jogging.
It is.
Yeah,
but a lot of players aren't fast on a soccer team.
I know.
Aren't fast, aren't tall, aren't physically more dominant. Yeah, there you go, flexing that little muscle.
Little? Nah. All right.
I'll say, if you want to know, like, ratio for, like, the English team.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the players that are on the team. Probably, like, a quarter is black.
Okay.
So still, a decent amount.
No,
and of course, it depends on the country. Like, if you're going to go watch Ghana play, it's going to be different than if you watch Romania play.
Huh.
Yeah. Even Team USA is probably 50% African American, maybe 60% African American. Yeah.
All right. So England
versus Kevin White on the Team USA.
I don't know who Kevin White is.
It's Kevin Love. Kevin White. Kevin Love on Team USA.
I wanted to know. I think you said Kevin White.
I think I did say Kevin White.
Okay, I was like, who's Kevin White? All right.
You know, the token white guy.
Hey, I just play the game. I just play the game. So my question to you is, all right, now that we have that context for everyone's following, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, and I think we've talked about this before, like, I don't have a problem, and I think this is the difference between like American sports and then like I would say international sports. It's a whole like country coming together where it's kind of like I can be a Brooklyn Nets fan and a Laker fan and all those in between. Because I feel like if I was in like the UK or somewhere else and I was repping every other place but my own country, they were like, "You're fucking weirdo."
A Judas.
There we go.
You're a Judas, a filthy Judas.
And like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I really like about sports, where you can get that
absolutely.
affiliation. But at times, I feel like people get so caught up.
Oh yeah.
In conspiracy theories. Well, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like there are some sports conspiracies, some true like sports conspiracy theories. But like, the one thing that I did hear, because you know you're a resident expert, is like, I'm gonna say this to you. This is one thing I read. I read a piece that these 3 black players got together and they were like, "We're going to make a Black Lives Matter move and miss these field goals." And I said to myself, an 18-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 22-year-old, before we talk about sports and skills, do you really think that they...
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yo, do you really think they were like...
I mean, just... If that's the case too, then Sokka's the greatest actor of all time. Because after he missed that, he was bawling his eyes out on the ground. Like, that's just ridiculous.
I was kind of like, they're doing this for a living, and do you really think that they're going to really?
How does that even move the Black Lives Matter movement?
Exactly, and like I don't know. People take these narratives and spin it, but I guess just from you, because you watch.
Yeah.
What is your opinion?
On the situation,
Yeah.
on everything. You know, I hate to say it, but when Sokka did miss that penalty, I in my back of my head, I'm like, social media is not gonna have fun with this. Actually, when Marcus Rashford missed his first penalty, first guy to miss, because I remember before that I saw a tweet that showed athletes with the most hate comments. Number 1 is LeBron by a far margin on like Twitter. This is a Twitter stat. Most hate comments. So it's LeBron, and then number 2 on that list is Marcus Rashford. Actually, because he was this wonder boy coming up from Manchester, and he was so good, but then the last couple of seasons it's been a little bit of a letdown. And it's Manchester. You know, he's African English. Yeah. So when he missed, I said, "Oh no."
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think the situation sucks. But like as someone who is a soccer fan, someone who's young, I'm so proud of those guys. From everything they've achieved, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Saka's 19 and he won Arsenal Player of the Year this year.
damn.
If you know Arsenal are a club that have a bunch of history in England. They're a phenomenal club. They're a little bit in the shitter lately. They're kind of like,
Shitter.
I don't say the Knicks. What's a team that's like, kind of like the Celtics, but a little worse off than the Celtics.
So they have a lot of talent.
A lot of history, young talent, but they just haven't been performing lately. Like
Okay.
really haven't been performing. And he won Player of the Year at 19 for that entire, and that club's filled with great players. So I'm so proud of what those guys are and what the future holds for them. It's just a shame that this is like, I don't think this is what they're going to be known for because they have so much ahead of them, and I think that they're going to get past this. And they got the World Cup next year. But it's a shame that right now this is kind of what they're dealing with.
I did hear one thing from you, and I want to make sure we don't forget this too as well, is you talked about it's the coach's fault.
Ooh, yeah.
And
So that's an interesting one.
the reason why I want really quick,
Mm-hmm.
how can it be the coach's fault? And let's just say this. Or once again, it's no one's fault. Like they just miss.
Yeah.
But like, let's just say this.
Yeah.
From what my understanding is, the coach wouldn't make a decision if the other players weren't playing suit. So I'm saying he had the other two people kick it, and I'm assuming in like penalty kick, you have your best three people in the back there. Well, at least make
Yes.
that.
Actually, that's a really good
Right?
pick up on this. Yeah, that is.
Hey, culture.
Yeah.
So my thing is, one, how can you blame the coach? Let's just say, and I didn't watch the game. Maybe they were playing the best, and maybe the two people he was iffy about, or the veteran, was like, all right, they haven't been doing anything.
Yeah. So okay, so this gets more into like tactics of soccer.
Hit us with it.
So Gareth Southgate, who's the coach,
Yes, sir.
Gareth, Mr. Southgate, actually subbed these three guys on at the end of extra time.
Did they play at all?
No.
Okay.
So he subbed them on right before extra time ended, knowing that most likely this is going to penalties. And he subbed them on because they're all three attacking players. He subbed off defenders and midfielders for these three attacking players, with presumably the goal to hit these penalties. I say it's a little falls on Southgate because, one, it's hard to put a 19, a 21-year-old, a 23-year-old in the situation when you have more other veterans on the team that can hit this penalty, and that you can also put on the veterans. They should have stepped to say, "Hey, I'm gonna hit this." And also, if you know Gareth Southgate, this is getting more into like history of soccer. In the 90s, he missed a penalty that would beat Germany, and he couldn't show his face around London.
Oh, so he was trying to pass off the mantle.
Not pass off the mantle, but it's irony in a way that's like, well, he missed the penalty in the 90s against Germany. He had this chance at redemption with the team. They also missed penalties. So you could see the way he embraced Saka after the game was really nice and really sweet.
Okay. So now I feel like I can formulate a pretty good point.
And also something to think about if you want race-wise. Southgate, amazing guy. Before the tournament even started, he published this essay about like inclusion and how important having like players of culture within the team are, and the nation as wide, and like how like this was after he like made the selections for the roster about how important it is like diversity in the team but also in the nation.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's a very good guy, very very educated man. Mm-hmm. But I think a guy that's not even warmed up to go hit the biggest penalty of his career.
Yeah, now I will say, that is, to me, in my opinion, a coaching mistake. If you didn't have them for 90 minutes, if they didn't play a lick, I understand, like, your regular people are tired and all the other stuff, but, like, like, give it to someone who's been there, and then, again, I think a lot of different times fans forget that you are sitting on your couch.
Oh, yeah.
And you wouldn't say these things to these players in their faces. No. And then on top of that, we talk about pressure. The reason why I kind of was mapping out like that type of pressure, people who are at home, think about when your boss is like, yo, I need this done tomorrow at 7 a.m. after you worked a full work week, they did a full presentation, and if like this stuff is not in, you're getting a pay cut. And my thing is, I feel like in sports, we lose that perspective, and then we look at, our athletes as these super people, where it's kind of like, how could you miss or not do certain stuff like that? And I just, once again, will always state that, sports is a nice little Band-Aid to cover up all our different issues. Where it's like, think about back in the day, what did people do? They went to the arena and gladiators and watch people kill each other. Yep. And that was entertainment. Yeah. And that's that's literally, they're like, sold some potatoes, but did you see Dave? He chopped off his head. Yeah. Stuff like that. So yeah, it's just crazy to me. Or I shouldn't say crazy to me, but like, I shouldn't say I expect better from England fans, but it's kind of like,
no, they're pretty scumbaggy.
Yeah,
I love England. I have family that lives in England.
Wow. They watched the game.
I think so. Yeah, probably. Yeah, they live in Liverpool. Scousers. I've been to England twice. I love England. I could even see myself living in London. I really, really do love London. So I was cheering for England, of course. But I can say English fans are some of the biggest scumbags. They booed during Italy's national anthem. Oh. They booed actually during everyone's national anthem. Okay. The game was held in Wembley, which is in England. It's just outside of London. Yeah, just racist comments before the match. they went in the streets and like just damaged a bunch of stuff in the streets because they're in the final, just throwing bottles and breaking street signs and everything.
Disgusting.
Like I don't want to say it's a riot, but like the after effect looks like a riot. They didn't riot anything. They just like it was a parade, but like a destruction parade. Yeah.
So, what's some nutrients that we can like?
What's some what?
Nutrients that we can gain from this? Where it's kind of like obviously we're two.
Yes.
Ebony and Ivory. We're two different people.
I like that. What we can take away from this, I think sports can bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
I think sports, the Olympics are coming up, and you always see, it's great to watch Team USA just these like 12 demigods just destroy like Eastern European team. And we rally around that, and sports are great in that regard to bring people together. But at the same time, we have to remember what are the real consequences? You lose a game, like move on. It's just a game at the end of the day. Don't have to take it far.
So how do we help these young black men? Because you are their big homie. You are older now. So
then who?
To those soccer guys.
I'm the same age as Marcus. I'm 23. Don't make me be out to some old man.
But you have so much wisdom. And what would Eurostep?
Eurostep.
What would Eurostep? How would you
like Ginobili?
How would you? They come into.
What would I tell them?
Yeah, what would you tell them?
I mean, it's just like some cliche thing, like don't listen to the haters.
Wow, you're horrible.
I'm sorry. I hate how cliche that is, but like it's like genuinely like I think it's important in the situation. You have to block out. You're gonna get a lot of hate comments. You're gonna get a lot of monkey emojis. That's what they do. That's what they do. It's just about toning that out, moving forward. Speaking out as well.
Is that more?
But I don't really feel like it's on them to speak out. They're the victims of this. So I don't really feel like it's on Marcus, Jaden, or Saka to be the ones to speak out against this. I feel like the FA, the Football Federation, has to speak out about this. The government The government did come out. The Prime Minister said this is disgusting. Like we cannot have.
Oh damn! Even the Prime Minister came out.
Yeah, but Boris.
He's like, what?
If I keep up with like. See, this is how much I love England. I keep up with like British politics. Boris is like their version of Trump.
Oh.
So like he didn't at first he didn't condemn people like booing people as players taking a kneel from the BLM.
Okay.
At first he was like people will boo. But now he's like like this is disgusting. Don't leave these comments. So it's like Boris is their Trump.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got to be on the Football Federation. It's got to be on the government. It's got to be on other players, captains of teams. Like Jordan Henderson is a captain for Liverpool and on the English team. And they have come out and they've said it. Players, government, the Football Federation for England has come out and said like in support of the players and all this. So there's that. And at the end of the day, it also comes like, just like if you said something out of line, I would tell you, hey Robert, that's out of line. Hey, I'd check you. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it comes down to individuals, policing in a way, being like, hey, you can't say that, or hey, like.
I don't. Maybe not in our lifetime, maybe our children's lifetime in the future. That that we're talking about manageability and accountability when it comes to certain things. Mm-hmm. It's just like I agree with you. It's not on us. It's not on the players to make that. But if I was talking to them, I'd be like. Also, don't listen to the noise of the haters or all that other stuff. But it's kind of like, having their time to process all of that, hatred and knowing how to figure out what are you going to do with that energy. Because when those people send those, emojis or those things or things like that, we can't ignore that, it's intent versus impact. They're still impacted by what is done. Oh, yeah. And my thing is, during that time of them figuring out what they should do, with that energy, whether that's in, a closed doors type of thing, and then maybe focusing it and sending it in a positive way, because at the end of the day, you got to give them space to feel how they want to feel about the whole situation. But at the same time, like you were saying, tell them they're going to have to, go over and leapfrog that. But I think it's very interesting that, That's not even interesting. It's just not even interesting. It's more disgusting. But just overall, just like what people will do to cure their boredom is to
Over a game.
Over a game.
Yeah.
If we dumb it all the way down.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
Hey, and if you don't want to play in front of those English fans, come to the MLS. Come to the Portland Timbers. There you go. Also, if you want a real breakdown of this, someone who definitely did it better than Robert and I, Hugh Wizzy on YouTube.
Wow.
Shout out to Hugh Wizzy. He did a piece on this that's like just art. It's phenomenal. So
We did an awesome job.
we did a good job. But his is like edited and like very like
This will be edited.
It's like a poem. It's almost like a poem. Like I'm just
Okay.
like yeah. So check out Hugh Wizzy.
So
Not that Hugh needs a shout. He's like 300,000
Yeah.
subscribers, but whatever.
oh, stop talking. You know what? I've changed. Don't talk about our 36 subscribers like that. They believe in us.
Yes, they do. All the way from wherever they're from.
They keep watching.
Okay. Yeah.
At minimum, we have like 12 people who watch religiously.
Really, if you're one of those 12, leave a comment so I know who it is, so I can like send you something. How about that?
We did finally reach 500 subscribers, so I'm working on a little
Followers,
thing. Yeah, on the gram.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, man, I'm no more disrespecting our subscribers. People,
I don't disrespect them.
okay, they're here, they're locked in.
They are locked in. Bless them.
So at this time is we're gonna do our shameless plug hour,
Oh yeah.
and I have our church announcements. Our church announcements, obviously. If you like what we're doing, if you want to make sure Cost is here on every episode,
No.
did you just meow? If you want more Cost, we need donations. Like Dr. Umar Johnson says, donations, 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 donations. $ Hero Bob. No,
Oh my God.
I think it's Hero Rob. I'm gonna double check. Oh, wait. I'll put the mantle up later.
I like Rob more than Bob.
Yeah, it's $ Hero Bob.
Oh my God.
I'm flexing. And if you want to support the show, we're doing great things. We have a whole litany of guests coming up, but we have to get the boys back to talk about some
Boys
stuff.
are backing down. Boys are backing down.
Anyway, but yeah, $ Hero Bob.
Bob the Builder.
Help us grow. Help us so I can play these funny tunes. All right. We have our next I'm gonna help him out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help
This is
him
very
out.
important promotion. Very important sponsor.
It is a very important sponsor.
Gentlemen, do you want to look your best this summer? Do you want to just be the best that you can be? Well, you got to get yourself a good haircut. And it's hard these days to find a good barber. COVID did a number on a lot of barbers. But today we got a great sponsor, actually a really cool guy from Top Flight Cuts. We're going to add a link to his shop. Tap the thing, book your appointment. Instagram is cam_Houton. Houghton, or one of those. Yeah, go check out his barbershop. Get a little fade, get a little taper fade, do a little perm, do whatever you like, but it's gonna make you look good. It's gonna make you play good, feel good. And it is, it's the summer, so treat yourself. Look good. Why not?
Tell them who sent you.
Who sent us? I don't know who sent us.
Also, as we zoom out, look at me. Follow this guy. He's awesome. He even cut me up. Look at me. I'm looking fly.
Look at that.
Look at me. Look at me. Wait a second. I'm going to zoom in on myself. I'm looking fly. Go see my guy. And if you say Robert or the Play No Games podcast sent you, I don't know. Some things might happen. Just say Robert or the Play No Games podcast sent you.
Yeah, that's actually the most important part. So go there and say that. And, get yourself a haircut. Why not? He cuts up celebrities, I'm pretty sure, right?
All right, we're switching over. Next ad. Hello, I see you there. You're watching this show. You're listening to the show, and we're opened up. We're opened up in Portland, and I know you're bored. What to do? There's so many things that have been closed down. Shake's closed. Tube is closed. Where can you go on a Friday, Saturday night, or during the weekday for some good food? I know where. Suavecito's Bar and Grill. in downtown Portland. You want to know why they're going to have a good time? Because it's a fusion of Latin and hip hop together. Two people coming together, which should have happened in that soccer game, but it didn't. And if you want to go and have the time of your life, go to Suavecito's Bar and Grill. Let me tell you, that food is schmangin'. Once again, one of the best bars in Portland, the greatest fusion of all cultures. Suavecito's Bar and Grill. Tell them your boy Rob Gill sent you, and who knows, you might get a smile. Suavecito's Bar and Grill. Oh, killing it, sir.
All right, back to full screen. Back to podcast.
We're actually pretty good. Did y'all see we're gonna have to work on costs, get a little, we're gonna put a little seasoning in his ad and
all right.
But you sexy, yeah. So
hey, get NordVPN for
Shark VPN.
Yeah.
All those descriptions to all those different places, top flight cuts, Suavecito Bar and Grill. We'll put that in the subscription. Please go check out
in the description.
Oh yeah, description. Thank you. But also let them know if you're there that the Play No Games podcast sent you, and trust me, you never know.
They'll hook it up. You'll get something.
You might get a little something. So next, I have been angry.
Robert's always angry.
I'm the Hulk.
Like the
So I saw this interesting thing on the gram.
Okay.
And I stopped because it was Kheri Hilson. Let me go. So yeah.
No idea who this is, by the way.
Singer.
R&B singer.
All eyes on me when I come in. No question that this girl's a 10.
Oh.
Don't hate me cause I'm beautiful.
beautiful.
Don't hate me cause I'm beautiful.
I know that song, yeah.
Yeah, that's by
I don't
Kheri
know any
Hilson.
of her other work.
It's okay. It's by Kheri
Do
Hilson.
most people just know that song?
No, she's her career, but
But then boom.
but she's made some decent music.
Okay.
So she recently posted this, and I just want to get your reaction to it because I know I know
That I have a reaction to it?
I just know you just didn't hear about it. So
Okay.
all right, folks. When we get more money, reaction meter. So, Cost, she said this on Instagram, and the girls went wild.
Okay.
She said, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their women.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Wait, can you repeat the first part?
Of course, no problem. Men
Yes.
who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, submissive, nurturing version of their women. Do you think that's true?
I think that's what she wants.
No, nothing else? You think?
I mean, do I? I don't know. Do I think that that's what how the majority of women feel? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't read a woman's mind.
Well, we're gonna have women talk about this.
Yeah.
Next show, we'll have some
I feel
women
like
on.
yeah, sure. You could probably make that case, but I wouldn't say that's like 100% thing.
So on the scale of 0 to 10 on the cap-olator, how much cap is this coming
What
from
is
this?
the max cap? 10 is the max. I give it like a 6.
Wow, 6.
Maybe. Yeah. Why? Do you think it's just absolute horseshit?
Once again, I feel like these are just empty words, and I feel like lots of people just put things together, and I just saw many people repost this. Men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest
Emotional security.
I just know some people who are emotionally secure and display leadership, and will get the most softest, feminine, relaxed, trusting.
You know what? Yeah, the more I'm thinking about this.
Can I tell? I'm gonna tell everybody a story before we get into what I really want to talk about. Is I was out with my family, and a very attractive woman called me over, and you know what she asked for me?
Money?
Keep going.
Penis?
No.
Your number?
No.
To
So she called
take
me.
a picture of her?
No.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. She called me over and was like, "Hey, you,
Hey, you.
go buy me a drink."
Oh, fuck her. Oh,
Now, I'm gonna read this quote to you again. Men
strong, independent woman.
who provide exactly. I was like, "You're strong." The reason why I hate quotes like this is because it's so hard to measure someone.
It's a meaningless quote.
Exactly, because I will say right now, there are men and women, because I don't want to make this a gender war, who do this kind of stuff, who are submissive and do all this other stuff, and then you get guys and girls being like, I'm bored. Like, this person is so dependable.
I see what you're saying.
Like, this person always does what they're supposed to do. Like,
what you're
I'm
saying.
just not. So you want to be entertained. You want him to, or you want her to. And I just want people just to act their mental maturity. So if you are a ratchet, just be a ratchet. Just follow the Gaines page. Just like the Gaines stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I call this faux realism.
Whoa, I actually like that because you can talk the talk, but at the end of the day, you gotta walk the walk. And a lot of girls, what they talk versus how they walk, don't work. Not the same. Different. I'd actually say opposite.
Exactly.
So I see what you're saying. Okay.
And certain dudes, and we'll be in the locker room guy talk. They'll be like, I'm just talking to all these women, and it's just like this, and then you kind of like, and then they'll get 40, and then they're like, you settle down. What's that? I'm a player pimp. Hey man,
you're lonely.
Exactly. But that's not here or there. And I just wanted to at least start off with that because I bookmarked this thing on Instagram, and I also want your reaction to this. I really didn't dive into it, but I think it'd be interesting for us to tackle this as we kind of debunk a little bit of what Kheri Hilson was, stirring up the masses, because I can say a blanketed something like that. But there's this thing that comes off of the gram. It's called Spirit. It's from Spiritual World. And it says, men are sharing the things they wish women knew about them.
Okay.
And I think it'd be pretty cool for us to go over this, pretty quickly. We're almost finished.
Yeah.
And be like, is this accurate or not? Because and we'll see if this is just fancy lip service.
Yeah.
Because we'll know if a girl wrote this or not.
Yeah.
All right. We're going down the line.
Okay.
Number one, just because I'm not talking doesn't mean I'm not enjoying my time with you. Is that true?
Yes.
That is 1,000% true.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not that talkative of a person. Funny enough, I'm on a podcast and all this stuff. But like in reality, like not that talkative of a person.
Yes. Number one, when I first read that one, because I read the very first three, so a little cheating. But like I was like, yeah, I don't know how many times just a girl's presence would be like, oh, I know she's doing that up there. I'm fine with this. Or like she's close by. I don't have to or if I'm enjoying a show and she's doing something else, that's fine with me. Like I'm, as long as you're around or in my proximity, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 1 for 1. Yeah. Number 2. And this comes from another user. We actually really want to be complimented too. A 6-year-old woman complimented me 5 years ago, and it still makes me feel good, which just shows how little we get compliments.
100%. Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Go ahead.
Funny story.
Go ahead.
A girl complimented me in college about my outfit.
Okay.
Today at work, I found out she works in my company.
Ooh.
But she complimented me like 3 years ago.
And
I was very excited to talk to her today.
The feels. Hey, I fish for compliments because I like say the compliment I want a chick to say to me, and they're like, you're always fishing for something. Fishing, because I know you're not going to say it because, and also, I will also say that's another reason why I dress really well, because it forces the female to give me a compliment.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not gonna lie, 2 for 2. I was like,
yeah, definitely.
these are on point. All right, next. 3, it's hard to get over you after a breakup. We don't really have emotional support systems in place to rely on. And a lot of men have small social circles, so losing someone means a lot to us.
That one I agree with less because I think men actually have larger social circles than women, from what I've noticed. No, yeah, I don't agree with that one.
I'm lukewarm with it too as well. I feel like this is an everybody. Excuse me. I feel like this is an everybody thing. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
like it's like what you put out in the universe. So yeah. Well, 2 for 3.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we aren't great with hints. Communication is king.
Oh, 100%.
God. Oh my God. Oh my. I get PTSD every fucking day. What do you want to eat? Well, you choose. All right. I want Thai food. Well, I want some Lebanese. What the fuck? What the fuck? Do you know why I'm mad? No. Would you like to tell me? Well, you should just know.
Yeah.
Am I Professor X? Am I Jean Grey? Am I Harry Potter?
Harry Potter can't read minds.
God damn. Do you have any stories about?
Yeah, but I can't take a hint. If a girl likes me, I goes over my head.
Really?
Oh, 110%.
Wow.
She has to literally come up and tell me.
She'd be like, "Come here, daddy."
I'd be like, "Oh."
No, you get so fucking red if a girl was like, "Oh, gosh."
Yeah, no, I need a lot of hints.
A lot of hints. Okay.
I need straightforward communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Wait a second. Okay, we got. All right, I'm gonna skip some. There's like 20 of these motherfuckers, but we're gonna finish the page and I'm gonna skip it a couple. All right. Number 5. When we tell women we don't know how we feel about something, it's usually true, and we genuinely don't understand how we are supposed to feel. I personally wasn't allowed to express emotions growing up, and it turned into me not being able to understand my emotions.
Yeah.
I am going to say I understand it, but that's just being lazy. I understand. I know, trust me. I'm a guy. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you weren't given something like that growing up, you got to be able to work through that and figure out like that's a chink in my armor. Mm-hmm. And my thing is,
you can say about anything though.
Oh, come on. Come on. Like, you at least gotta, like, I'm pretty sure this is not this guy's first relationship. If he knows he's not a great emotionally intelligent, or communicator like that, why leave it on the responsibility of his partner to figure out, I just had a traumatic, go to therapy.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a little different on that one.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. 6, I really like to hang out with my friends because I love them, not because I don't want to spend time with you. Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a horrible one. All right. I got 2 more, and then we're going to move on to our last subject.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a favorite number between 1 and 25?
13.
13. All right, we'll let 13. 13. When we say we're thinking about nothing, the majority of the time we really are thinking of nothing, or maybe we are thinking of ridiculous made-up scenarios.
Yep.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
When we say it out loud.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say no. We're thinking about something. It's just really fucking stupid. I don't want to share.
Would you like to share anything fucking stupid that you would like to share?
Like driving down the highway, seeing a car, being like, "Whoa, what if that thing flipped over and killed everyone on the highway?" Like just dumb shit like that. Like, what? Do you really want me to share that?
I feel embarrassed speaking. I agree with you 1,000%. Like, there's like these little,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to leave you out there, but like I thought about doing that.
Okay.
Sorry, fans.
Thank you.
Yeah, just stupid guy stuff. I have one. I'm gonna pick 18, but then I'm gonna do the last one because the last one's funny. 18. If you don't want to hear the truth about something, don't ask. me to tell you the truth because I'm going to tell you the truth every time. Yo, if you don't want to hear the truth about something, don't ask me to tell you the truth because I'm going to tell you the truth every time. I'm not gonna lie. I do be telling the truth, but like back in my heyday, bro, lying is fun.
You said lying gets fun?
Yes.
Here's the problem with lying, man. It's hard to remember a lie.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
If you stupid, if you dumb.
It's harder to remember a lie than the truth, so that's why the trail always follows you.
Not if you cover your tracks.
You are just
so you mean to tell me you never
awful.
lied to your girl?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
And then I eventually got caught and had to apologize.
You got caught?
Yeah, you always get caught.
No, you don't.
Okay, well then, hey everyone, look at this scumbag.
Last one.
So I don't lie anymore to women. I'm brutally honest. Look where that's gotten me.
Step by step. Last one, 25. Finally, sometimes we want to be the little spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's that like animalistic, like I don't want to always be.
My arm falls asleep.
No, it just feels also good to be like coddled.
Yeah, and then like I'm not gonna lie, when the boobies touch my back, like
LOL.
yeah. And then she gets on me like a backpack.
Okay.
Do find the mountain. Do find the mountain. That's a weird guy thought. Do you know Trey Rags?
Trey Rags? No.
I'm gonna show you a video, but he's like, do find the mountain, do find the mountain, and then Dora and the map gets upset, and he's like, and then they're finally like, shut up. He's like, you're stupid, and then Dora and the map or Boots is like, don't tell me to shut up, and they were like, do you know where your hoes are? And he's like, oh, no, I don't know where my hoes are. Okay. You're horrible. You're horrible. You're horrible. You're horrible. You're fucking horrible.
Well, you're breaking down like a video, I'm assuming this is?
You know what? I'm done with you. Anywho, we're going to move into our last little segment because Koss is the fun police, and I just
like imagine, never mind. Oh, you know what?
imagine a viewer listening. I don't know how many podcasts I listen to, and they talk about their fucking shit.
It's not funny.
And it's funny to me because I get it. Yawning like 10 times on this show. Anywho, last ending rant. Last ending rant is want to sit there. I just told you about that fucking ant thing. That was one of my weirdest thoughts of like 2020, 21. Anywho, let's just say this. Loneliness.
Yes.
I feel like we kind of talked about it before, but I feel like
We did, yeah.
we should bring it up because I feel like it's a little bit more prevalent. We're two guys, and I'm pretty sure we're not alone when it comes to like loneliness. And I feel like, and I don't know, I've just been in a lot of energy of me being by myself, and then seeing a lot of other dudes like being in their season of loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember as of recently, like maybe like 6 days ago, you were like, I wonder what Robert does when he's like when he's on his own.
Yeah.
And I just want to just talk about that because I feel like we don't normalize it enough to spend time with ourselves, but like what we're doing with that time. Where like I see a lot of not just dudes, but just people in general not knowing how to handle being by themselves or on their own.
Yeah. And kind of what I want to add to this is the negative nature of like social media, because with social media, you're always going to compare your life versus people's highlights of their life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of loneliness comes from that because you see these people doing, going out at night, going on the boat during the lake on the weekend, and it's nice and it's like this and that, and that's why social media is a very disgusting place. But you either can stay away from that or you just have to embrace that. Like, you know what? They also do what I do. And that's also right now. It's nothing right now. I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, I really appreciate you bringing that up and breaking that down because like I know we were just like laughing. I think this was off camera talking about people just like are just doing stuff and like oh no, you were talking about like just because it's the summer doesn't mean I have to do anything.
Yeah, because everyone like what you notice like when the weather's nice, especially here in Oregon and Portland. Everyone's got to post every day. Oh, look, I'm at the brewery today. Oh, look, I'm eating out tonight. Oh, look, I'm on the lake today. I'm floating on the river today. My life better. Your life fucking sucks. That's not what they mean, but that's the vibe it gives off because it's the summer. So you have to be outside because we don't get a lot of sun here. And like I told you, hey, man, it could be 80 degrees outside. It could be 20. I can put a jacket on. I'll have fun when I'll have fun. I don't need the pressure of because, these next 3 months I have to have fun because then it gets cold and rainy and I don't give a fuck.
And that's one of the main reasons why I kind of want to bring that up because that's something that I'm dealing with in my own life. And I feel like bringing more to this podcast, just encouraging you, like when you have your stuff, maybe we can just, sit here and just like hammer it out. But like, just like if you are hurt in a breakup and people are like time heals all wounds, what are you doing when you're by yourself? Because if you are doing sitting on social media, like people are at the brewery, people are doing that, people are doing this, that comparison is really just fucking you up and it's going to make you spin. Where if your objective is to be the best version of yourself in whatever capacity, whether it's relationships, career, connecting with family, spending that time twiddling your thumbs about what could or couldn't have happened is such a time killer where when you do have the opportunity to do those things, you won't be able to be ready because you're so focused because you're in that, that confusion box. Mm-hmm. And like the best way I can kind of say it is you're dealing with your false self. Or like I feel like a lot of people, wrapping everything up all together and things like that, deal with their false selves and they think they're acting in their true selves. Where like I commend you for doubling down and be like, I have fun when I have fun. Like granted, I'll be messing with you. Like you're the resident old man, but like that,
AKA the. Oh, what did you call me?
Oh, the white Jamal.
I love that.
Jamal, you won't make it this far in the podcast, but he's definitely you. And if you text me that you get this, I know you watch the show. Anywho, so it's just, and that is a skill that people don't really like prop up because you are doubling down of who you are and you're determining when you're going to, do what you need to do when it's your time.
Yeah, and I think that also plays a part because I live in the moment when I'm having fun. People probably think I don't do much because I don't post much on my social medias and stuff. I'll like post funny stuff I'll do here on my Snapchat, but if you just follow me on Instagram, you probably think I don't know, collect skin cells or something. Like just the other week I had dinner with my family and it was a big dinner because it was 20 years in America for us in the USA.
Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly on that day we got off the plane, and then 9/11 happened 2 months later, in 2001. But
get him.
What?
Get him. Anywho,
get him. I'm not. I'm not Middle Eastern. But yeah, and it's like probably a lot of people would post something about that on whatever. I just enjoyed my fucking dinner with my family, and we talked and played, what happens if we didn't have come to the States? What would we be doing? And I said, I'd be pimping out women with my cousin because that's what he does.
Wow.
Yeah, he pimps out women in Romania.
Okay, don't expose him. Okay,
expose him more.
Whoa.
It's a different world.
Okay, and then I just
different world out there.
Should I bleep that out?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Anywho,
it's not illegal.
Okay. Anywho, I also want to say on the same coin as well, where like we'll just use comparisons, where it's kind of like your social media versus mine, where like I would like
the storyteller
in the sense of like if a like monumental thing like happened like that, I would probably take like 2 pictures of it. But like it would be in a way where like people think they're getting a 360 view of like, oh, I know exactly what's going on in Robert's life and things like that. Mm-hmm. But like I try to tell people who do social media is a business. There's a reason why I'm showing you this. There's a reason why I post this many times. Like obviously, there's like probably like a couple times if I get a little drunk where I'm like, wouldn't have posted that, but it's there. But like a lot of my times, I'm very meticulous about what I put out there. Where like I want to advertise that these are the people I care about. And my thing is, I'm so big on giving people their flowers while they're alive and like things like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to show people. For me, when I post, I show things I care about, funny things, inspirational things, because I'm trying to uplift people. I'm trying to show my people my flowers, and then I like to make people laugh. So I'm gonna show funny things, and like I'm doing it in a craftful way where like you have this idea of who I am, but like on the inside,
but you don't really know
exactly because I'm a Grinch.
Yeah. A lot of times, you'll be posting these funny stories, and then I meet up with you, and you're all
Rada rada.
That's funny. But yeah, it's.
But
I
only do that with you because you're a safe person, and like
you're the real Rob.
It's not even the real Rob. It's just kind of like I'm able to decompress it, and you kind of are able to understand a little bit of like what's going on. But like more importantly, ending with this note because we got like 2 more minutes, and then we're out. Is whether you're waiting for a bag, whether you're waiting for your partner, whether you're waiting for this opportunity, what you're doing with your time matters, and you focusing of I'm alone or I'm this or my friend didn't hit me up or this didn't happen is time and energy that you are wasting. And we here today challenge you as people who have mastered the aloneness, Koss, myself. Now we have wonderful ways where we can show it.
Do you think you've mastered?
I think I have. And within that mastery, there's still inflammation. Like there will still be times where I'm like, oh man, like this or that. But my thing is, how bad do I want it? What can I do? Let me reach out to my boys, or let me talk to myself, or let me go to therapy. And I feel like a true master knows how the ocean and everything flows. And my thing is, if I know the current, if I'm up against a current and I'm saying, oh, I can handle this or I can deal with this, then I'm not being a true master because I know that this is too much and I need something.
Yeah. So how do you remedy loneliness? Like, let's say you're just like feeling down in the dumps. What's normally what you do?
I would say
you had plans with people, they canceled.
I would say it's all about, if you can't change your situation, change your perspective. Yes, I wanted this to happen, and I'm quoting Lil Duval. And I always like to give people credit. Like that wasn't a Robert quote. That's a Lil Duval quote. If you can't change the situation, change your perspective. Let's just say, like, I'll just even give you, for example. I want you to be on every podcast, and at times I get frustrated. I'm like, oh, I really want you on because different opportunities for you to talk to people. But like, I have to change my perspective on all different things. Where it's kind of like, all right, one, trying to gain and get more money. $, herobob. So, more incentives for you to come through, even though like I already know you're invested in things like that, but just there's that. And then, all right, you have your own life, you have your own career that you're building, where I'm like, all right. And then actually, even though I know how you feel about Gary Vee, but this also reminds me like a Gary Vee thing. Like you're helping, even though this shows parts of you, right? Yeah. And all the other stuff that, I'm doing. There's certain departments where I'm like, this is, my dream aspiration. And of course, I'm going to have more energy and stuff for that. And not saying that you're not doing anything or doing stuff. It's just kind of like, this is my thing. And I have to change my perspective and be like, or maybe I need to ask or say it in this way and not have this type of, perspective or anything like that. And I feel like once people change their perspective on different things, you're allowed to be more graceful with different people. And that's when empathy comes, where I'm like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, because if this happened, because if it wasn't a thing, you would tell me that it's not a thing, or you would have, blown me off billions of times for me to, finally get it. Like, oh, he doesn't want to do this. So no, I think people just changing their perspective and then being able to, it's almost kind of like my mom always says this, we all have these 4 fingers to point at people, but our thumb always points back at us. So.
Nice. Thank you. That was nice.
I don't know if you're patronizing me.
No.
Or not.
No, that was very well said.
So, with all that being said, do you have any moments? Or actually, let's end on this. How do you deal with loneliness?
See, when I asked you, I wanted kind of an example, and you went on this little tangent, and it was very nice. And that's why I said, but it was very nice, and I liked it. What I was gonna say is, when I find myself in loneliness, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, okay, how can I change my perspective? Yes, but what am I exactly going to do? So I say, who else can I talk to? Because clearly the people I had plans with, ass. If that's a no-go, family's always there, by the way. Second off, I say, okay, what does Kos want to do? What brings me joy? Whether that's watching a movie, playing video games, going for a drive. I find myself lately.
Wow.
Going for drives, just with the windows down, listening to music, just with my own thoughts. Form of therapy. And I normally feel really good after that. Working out, another way. So these are, things people can do, Robert.
Change it. I feel like, okay, yeah. I feel like people do certain things or like have a list. And then the one key thing I picked up from you is you're thinking about how to get through your situation. I feel like a lot of people use like their strategies as distractions. And then once they get distracted and they get some type of fulfillment, they come back to the problem. And like when you mention you drive and you think about what you need to do, I feel like that's the key piece. And I feel like we just fucking nailed it. You talked about action. You talked about like physical action. And I talked about the mental work that needs to be done.
There you go.
Fusion. All right. If you like what we're doing, what we're saying, like we say, we want you all to be the best version of yourselves when it comes to your self work, your relationships, and it's all around you being a good human to other people.
Kiss the baby.
Exactly. Whether you disagree with them or not, hey man, we're just all trying to make people laugh, and hopefully.
I see you disagree with me. How about if you disagree with him, also?
I did say us.
No, you said if you disagree with him, pointing to me.
Oh.
We're just trying to make people laugh.
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
Like me, Team Robert.
Yeah.
Nah. If you disagree with us or anything like that, man, we just trying to, live life and, play no games.
Yeah, I like that. There you go.
This has been the show. Portland's #1 show.
Yeah, #1.
Dang.
And how about, you hit that like, subscribe, slam it.
We out of here.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.